Welcome to the new session of DHTML. In this session, I am going to discuss about the CSS gradient. This property allows you to display a smooth transition between two or more specified colors. There are two types of gradient. The one is linear gradient and another one is radial gradient. So let's see about the linear gradient. To create the linear gradient, you must define at least two color stops. The color stops are color you want to render smooth transition among. So that means the gradient is basically the combination of more than two colors, right? So right now you can see it's only the white color background, but instead of that you can mix it with one more color like blue. So there is a combination of white and blue color, that's called gradient. And the gradient, there is a smooth transition between those two colors. So you can set a starting point and the direction along with the gradient effect. You can set down, up, left, right and diagonally direction for the gradient. So the syntax for the gradient color is background hyphen image colon the linear gradient. So first you have to mention the direction, then the first color, second color and so on. So see the example. If you don't want to apply the direction, so the normal the gradient up here, the first it comes red color and then yellow color, the linear gradient. So red and yellow combination. To right is the direction, so from it starts from the right side, red and yellow. Then the rainbow color like red, yellow, green, pink, blue and indigo, so multiple colors you can mention. The radial gradient, to create the radial gradient you must also define at least two color stops. The radial gradient is defined by its center position, for example background image. The radial gradient shape size at position, then start color and up to the last color. See the example. So color comes in the circular way, so in the radial gradient. So see the example, the background image, the radial gradient, that is circle. So you want the shape in circle shape, then red, yellow and green. So there's two shapes, circle or ellipse. Then radial gradient, red, yellow, green. Then the percentage along with the color, you can mention the percentage, let's say 5%, 15% and 16%. So you can apply the gradient as the background. So let's see the example for the gradient. See, these two are the radial gradient, right? This is the vertical way gradient and the this is the horizontal way and this is the vertical way, right? Same color, yellow, green and pink. This is the radial gradient, the ellipse and the circular way and the rainbow color with repetitions. So let's see the code. So the first gradient, that is with I have just mentioned the height so that you'll get the proper effect. The background image, linear gradient, yellow, green and pink. So normal vertical way you'll get. If the horizontal way, if you want, then to right, you can write to top, to bottom, right, to left. So for possible way, yellow, green and pink. This is the another gradient for the linear gradient. Let's see for the radial gradient. The radial gradient, the red 5%, yellow 15% and green 60%, right? So this is the color, the effect. The gradient 2-1, that is circle shape, red 5%, yellow 15 and green 60. See, so this is the circle shape, red 5%, yellow and then green. And the third gradient, that is repeating radial gradient, red, yellow and green. So with the separate hashtag, without mentioning any text, I have just used that, right? H3, H1, H1, H2 and division tag. So that's all about the gradient. Let's see the further topic, that is Css Shadow. This property is used to apply the shadow to the text element. There are two types of shadow. The one is text shadow and another one is box shadow. The Css text shadow property applies a shadow to text. In its simple use, you only specify the horizontal shadow at 2px and vertical shadow as 2px. So the horizontal shadow and the vertical shadow, that will be the syntax. So the property name is text hyphen shadow 2px horizontal 2px vertical. Then the text shadow with color, so 2px height and width with red color shadow. Then the box shadow, the Css box shadow property applies the shadow to the element. In its simplest use, you only specify the horizontal shadow and vertical shadow. The example is box shadow 10px height and width, and see the box shadow, that is 10px with gray color. So in this program, yes, I have mentioned the shadow. See the text shadow and the box shadow with red color and gray color. So see, this is the red color shadow and this is the gray color shadow. You can see that. So this is how you can apply the box shadow. Yes, this is a box shadow and this is the text shadow, red color, right? If you remove the color, see, right? So normally you will get a black color shadow if you won't mention the color, right? Thanks for watching my video. We'll meet soon in the